Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the weekly twin astrology forecast for the Twin Flame Collective for the week ahead. We are in some very powerful union energy. I think get ready for a reunion on the horizon. We are about a week away from that Mars-Venus conjunction, so I think this is a very important week when it comes to reconnections. I think we're really going to need to be paying attention to the signs, the synchronicities, because I think magic is about to happen around the corner, and we do need to be careful not to self-sabotage this pre-union energy. So I think we are getting closer and closer and closer to reuniting with our true counterpart. And I think this is another heightened week of a lot of energies. And I think these energies are going to increase and intensify as we get closer to this Mars-Venus conjunction. So I think it's this energy of coming home to self. I think get ready to receive a message from your masculine counterpart. I think now is the week they will likely reach out in some form, in some shape. And I think because this Capricorn energy really is about 3D, grounding these unions. So we're kind of still riding that 222 gateway portal. And then we have that other gateway portal on February 22nd. So I think a lot of shifting over the next couple weeks. So, you know, if we don't come into this reunited energy, this Mars-Venus conjunction, we're not going to have another conjunction like that for a couple more years. So, you know, we don't want to repeat this cycle for another 2 years. So I think we really need to get grounded when it comes to these intense cosmic energies that are coming through this week. This really is a crucial week over the coming weeks as we prepare for these union energies. So, you know, I think don't give way to any temptation. I think it's really imperative that the divine feminine stay in alignment with her mission and, you know, to release any fears. You know, if you're embodying alignment, if you're embodying unconditional love from the inside, then I don't think you have anything to worry about. I do think a lot of the divine masculines are dealing with a lot of insecurities when it comes to some past heartbreaks. So I think this really is a heightened time in order to experience this magical love that we experience in the 5D and to bring that down into the 3D. So I think new doorways, new opportunities are going to be opening up this week. And I kind of feel this is the moment in time where this higher love connection will be made manifest in our physical reality. As long as you've done the work, as long as you've done the shadow aspects of integrating all of these past life timelines, all of this baggage when it comes to collective separation, I think you're gonna face minimal challenges this week. So keep an open mind, keep an open heart as this pathway kind of opens up for this brand new beginning in love. So we have Uranus really helping us out this week when it comes to this brand new beginning. When it comes to, you know, the divine masculine, your counterpart, embracing this profound life change and perhaps even coming forward and showing a different side of themselves, a more empathic side of themselves. So, you know, I think a lot of the feminines might find it very difficult to trust the divine masculine, especially if they come forward and they say, hey, I've changed. I think, you know, don't focus on the past energies. I think we are being encouraged, divine feminine, to open up and give them a chance to, you know, focus on the future with us. And I do think a lot of the masculines really are dealing with a lot of intense obsession towards the divine feminine right now, especially when it comes to their desires and achieving their aims, when it comes to coming forward and offering an apology or a reconciliation. So, you know, many of us are not physically together. So in order to kind of open up to the channels of this loving connection, the divine feminine really is encouraged to use her manifestation skills when it comes to magnetizing the masculine towards her rather than brute force of trying to get them to open up. Because when we push the masculine, we push them further away, and then it really makes them play into that fear when it comes to these past letdowns. So I do feel a lot of awakenings, especially when it comes to the divine masculine collective. And I think, you know, we can't leave our life to chance. And all of this fear-based motivation will only complicate these connections further. So feel into these insecurities, feel into the depths of these fears in order to release them, to open up to unity consciousness. So I think a lot of shadow aspects are coming up for many of the divine masculines, a lot of paranoia, anxiety, panic attacks, unconscious fears coming to the forefront this week in order to kind of illuminate these negative repetitive patterns, in order to kind of stop going backwards, in order to kind of find resolution, to move forward once and for all. So, you know, I think worst case scenario, you know, we're going to keep sweeping all of this crap under the rug. And best case scenario, we're going to be coming into alignment, releasing all of these fears so we don't end up repeating this cycle of pain, hurt, loss, and separation. So I think get ready for a lot of phantom ghost energy from the past to come up in order to bring forward struggles to release these fears. I think the feminine really is mirror reflecting to the masculine where he has spiritually bypassed, because we can no longer spiritually bypass if we really want to embrace these changes and get unstuck from our old ways, from that south node comfort zone coming up. So I think a lot of the feminines are encouraged to go into that 5D communication, to open up the gateway for this magical connection to come back together as we inch closer and closer to Venus and Mars conjunction on the 16th, the same day as the full moon in Leo. Leo's all about the heart. So I think get ready for the masculine to speak and communicate. And I think divine feminine, please don't play into any negative talk when it comes to your counterpart and this connection, because that's going to get you back into these old patterns. And I think it's really going to bring you down, and you're going to experience some more dissatisfaction. So leave the frustration behind is a big message, because we are in this important time frame of being able to start over from that 0 point to bring forward all of this spiritual wisdom. But you have to be willing to release old grudges, because we don't want to waste this opportunity in order to learn and grow and to release all of these resentments and all of these negative emotions and toxins within our emotional body. So this really is a time for us not to get into our own way and to open up to the highest possible outcome when it comes to these energies. So there's a lot of intensity when it comes to some Pluto aspects. So I think arguments and conflicts are likely to arise when it comes to the false soul contracts, where, you know, those contracts have already expired. It's just a matter of releasing. So I think the masculine might be dealing with a lot of extra sharp communication this week. I think the karmic energy is going to be lashing out in order to get the masculine to kind of master his mindset, to master his emotions when it comes to not getting what it is that he wants. So I think release any expectations. We are prepared for this union energy. So I kind of feel release any negative interferences. Don't let your mind play tricks on you. Don't play into any negative emotions this week, because when we do, we create that static, we create that interference when it comes to this strong love, and then we end up self-sabotaging this connection. So I think get ready for a lot of exposure in the energy this week when it comes to our shadow aspects, when it comes to our ego patterns, especially around fear and negativity, in order to move back into those states of love. I think there's likely going to be a lot of triggers, and I think the masculine is really going to fall prey to a lot of these triggers this week, and quite possibly could get derailed by something hurtful in his life. So I think beware of spiraling negativity, because then you're going to create blocks when it comes to this very rare opportunity of union energies coming through. So you know, the heart wants what the heart wants. And I feel with this reunion potential, the twins are likely traveling together in that 5D energy this week. And so we need to kind of release all of those background noises, all of that background static, and to bring love to the forefront is a big message. So, you know, we are all being asked to follow our heart and to take action on the heart's guidance. And a lot of these masculines have been, you know, ignoring this connection, stuck in that 3D false foundation. And I do feel a lot of the masculines do want to pursue the divine feminine, but they don't know how to start. So I think a lot of destined changes on the horizon this week. And I think get ready for the unexpected. Positive turn of events is likely going to take place. So, you know, I think get ready for perhaps even an accidental meeting, a fated meeting, in order to spark that start for communication again. I think a lot of the masculines really have had their eyes opened up wide open, and there's a lot of strange coincidences in and around the masculine's life, and this really is to get them to acknowledge the signs and the synchronicities in order to move quickly towards this union energy. So I think big changes if the masculine's willing to take that risk and to lead through his heart rather than his ego guidance that really has kept him stuck in this negative pattern for the last several years. So we have a couple major days this week that I feel are important to talk about. On February the 8th, and you think 8, that infinity number, what goes around comes around. We do have Mars trine Uranus. So a trine is like a portal gateway, an opening. So with the masculine energy trine Uranus, I think this really is going to open up a gateway when it comes to, you know, taking that action. I think there's going to be a lot of exposure when it comes to the unstable and deceptive behavior of the karmic contracts. And I do feel the masculines deeply desire freedom, but they're going to have to be willing to take that action, to release their stubbornness, and to not allow their temper to impede any progress moving forward. So I feel the masculines are really going to be put in a very powerful position on February the 8th when it comes to improving their social status, when it comes to focusing on this entrepreneurial career path with the divine feminine. And I do think they desire to be successful. I think a lot of the masculines are bored where they're at. I think, you know, they really need to kind of show that initiative in order to achieve these goals with the divine feminine. And I feel a lot of the masculines really are going to be influenced by this leadership energy coming forward. So with Mars trine Uranus transit, it's almost like the masculine's being asked to let his hair down and to take a risk. This strong cosmic urge to break free from all of these karmic restrictions, all of these boring routines. I think a lot of opportunity to be presented when it comes to the masculine embracing this loving feeling and going after building that solid relationship with the divine feminine. So I think instinctual energy is coming up on the 8th in order for the masculine to find his fighting spirit. I think a lot of adrenaline coming to the surface when it comes to initiative, when it comes to taking action. I also feel this magnetic sexual attraction is being boosted at this time towards the divine feminine, and there's this increased desire to be intimate with the divine feminine this week is kind of what I feel. So this really is the perfect transit for that new romance to begin between the counterparts, and it really can lead to a lot of fun and excitement and a lasting relationship if the masculine is willing to release that ball and chain from around his ankle with the karmic contract. I think the masculine really has wandering eyes when it comes to the divine feminine. I think he's watching in the shadows. He can't stop thinking about you. He can't stop watching you, divine feminine. And I feel that's really going to be exposed when it comes to the karmic partnership. So I do feel with the masculine, they really need to release that very heavy karmic chain that's been around their neck in the false soul contract. So, and then on February 11th, 11 is, you know, that union energy. We have several aspects that day that are really pushing the masculine forward. We do have the Sun trine Lilith, Mercury conjunct Pluto, Mercury trine the North Node, and Pluto trine the North Node. So when we think about that black moon Lilith energy, and when Lilith, you know, joins with the sun in Synastry, there's going to be a lot of bold action being taken. I kind of feel this impacting energy in order to go through that deep healing coming through. I think the masculines are going to experience complete maddening energy when it comes to the ego and the heart in order for them to do what it is that they need to do, that they know what they need to do. So it's kind of bringing up this aspect of healing once and for all is kind of what I feel. A potential for a powerful healing reset. And I kind of feel what's not been seen is going to be seen. It's almost like this validation energy coming through. When the masculine realizes he's not been embracing his authenticity, he's really not been able to connect with anybody in that deep emotional connection like he did with the divine feminine. So I think a sincere apology coming forward when it comes to profound and long-lasting change. And when it comes to projecting some dark energies, I kind of feel this effect around the masculine when it comes to being scorched and burned by the karmic feminine. So I kind of feel a lot of the karmics are blaming the masculine. There's a lot of hurt, a lot of outrage, because a lot of the masculines have withdrawn into the darkness of their own inner reality. And I feel there's going to be a lot of misunderstanding and hurt feelings on both sides for the masculine and the karmic. And, you know, life is never, ever perfect. Life is always perfectly imperfect. So, you know, not everything is black and white, right or wrong. So I think get ready for a lot of opposition when it comes to the masculine mitigating with that karmic contract. So I feel the karmic really is not feeling loved for who she is. She's feeling judged and sidelined, and I think that's going to create a lot of power struggles. I also feel the karmic feminine is almost like repulsed by the masculine at this time. And so this is going to kind of force the masculine into self-discipline when it comes to bringing these connections even closer than ever before. So I think profound, undeniable change with that shift is kind of pushing the masculine into finding his willingness to be honest once and for all. And then with Mercury conjunct Pluto, this is going to bring a lot of deep, intense thinking to the surface when it comes to communication. It's almost like getting to the bottom of these issues that the twins share. I think a lot of secrets being exposed. And I kind of feel the masculine's going to be interrogated and questioned this week. And this really is going to favor the masculine going deep within some psychological self-analysis when it comes to, you know, his lack of authenticity, his lack of accountability and integrity. So I feel there's a lot of spreading of rumors and gossip surrounding the masculine when it comes to, you know, his addictions, this power struggle with the karmic energy at the intellectual level. So I think a lot of nervous energy, a lot of intense anxiety coming up as all of this exposure is kind of unearthed. And I feel the masculine's going to have no choice but to look in that golden mirror and to stare right directly into his soul in order to release this karmic baggage once and for all. So I think profound discoveries, profound truth, when it comes to a revelation about yourself, a revelation about this connection. And I think a lot of connection with our spiritual ancestors this week, which will likely lead to profound spiritual transformation. I think a lot of states of transcendence in the energies on the 11th as we kind of break free from all of these physical limitations. So with Mercury transiting the North Node, forming that trine, this is a lot of magnetic energy when it comes to attracting the resources that you need, Divine Feminine. I think significant positive life changes are around the corner, and I think this is going to spark some curiosity for the masculine to work through his fears and his insecurities that really have been holding him back from embracing these changes. So life-changing transitions are coming forward this week, and I think those karmic links are about to get sidelined because the masculine is stepping into his spiritual guru energy and major impacts when it comes to forming these future connections. So I think the masculine's gonna be ready to learn something new as part of this destined path that he shares with the Divine Feminine if he's willing to change his mindset and to release all of these negative beliefs. And then we have Pluto trine the North Node. So this is a lot of subconscious mind activity. You know, the South Node represents subconscious motivations. And the North Node is our true karmic path this life. So I think a lot of unfoldment when it comes to fated events this week, when it comes to the lunar nodes, no matter what your North Node is in, I do think a lot of the masculines are going to have to battle through whatever odds are going to be set against them this week. They're going to face challenges in multiple areas of their life in order to give them that drive, that push to follow through with honoring this higher soul contract that the twins share. So deep understanding when it comes to mastering this connection, when it comes to stepping into love in that highest vibration. And it's going to be the masculine deliberately taking action. I feel there is going to be some temptation that the masculine is going to have to work through when it comes to manipulation and power games and power struggles within the karmic soul contract. And I think a lot of external factors, especially when it comes to their finances, are coming up to be addressed. And I think a lot of these masculines are feeling very unsatisfied with where they're at in their life. There's a lot of aggression when it comes to this destruction. So I think the masculine's really going to see the sinister dealings with the karmic contract this week. He might likely even face some illness or some violence with the karmic contract. Either way, I feel this is really going to end quite tragically, because the masculine has ignored this transformation and his intuition for such a long time. So it's kind of time to end these manipulations and to embrace these drastic changes. And I do fear the masculine will be tempted to kind of fall back into that trap again this week. So let's see what needs to come through with the cards when it comes to these energies for the week ahead. If you have not already done so, do feel free to hit that subscribe button below to join the channel. And I think, be willing and open to receiving whatever energies are coming through, because the twins are preparing to journey towards fulfillment, consciously living their life. So we'll dig into the masculine's energy first. We'll see what energies need to come through for the masculine first. And then we will dig into the divine feminine. So what can you tell me about the masculine's energies for the week ahead, please? Psychic abilities, karmic lessons. So definitely learning a major karmic lesson in order to resolve these past life experiences. I think the masculine's really been struggling learning this painful lesson, stepping into growth, allowing this new opportunity to come forward. But I kind of feel some psychic awareness. And the masculine really is ready for this karmic lesson to come full circle. So readiness, openness to receive this lesson. I think a lot of the masculines have been going through that third eye activation. I last week had so much third eye pressure throughout the week. So I know my masculine was likely receiving those psychic visions, those psychic insights. So I think the masculine knows it's kind of time to embrace his psychic abilities, to develop his abilities. And he is preparing for that relationship paradigm, because the feminine really is speaking to the masculine's heart and soul right now. And I feel the masculine's finally ready to be the student when it comes to this expansive journey. So we will see what needs to come through for the feminine. I think you're kind of coming out of that very dark night of the soul, uncomfortable evaluation. I know usually we initially go through that dark night of the soul first for a long period of time, and then we come out of it and then we spiral back around. Many of us have been doing this dance for several years. So I think a lot of the feminines really are kind of stepping into their purpose. I think a lot of unveiling when it comes to the newness, when it comes to this reunion energy. I think a deeper layer of awakening around your consciousness this week, divine feminine, when it comes to your soul's identity and, what you are here to do as part of your mission, as part of this massive global awakening. So I think get ready to shed any last layers in your life when it comes to any external factors and relationships that really are not serving this reunion energy, this high purpose energy coming in. So I do kind of feel a lot of the twins have been sifting in and out of this ascension sickness energy, whether you've been very lethargic, you know, uneasiness in the gut, whatever you've been experiencing. I know a lot of headaches with the upper chakra energies coming through, a lot of downloads. So I think, you know, as we journey towards these higher states of consciousness and come into this manifestation, we do, when we clear all of these negative blocks within our emotional body, when it comes to all of these past life experiences, we have to kind of go through this ascension sickness. But I kind of feel, you know, manifesting the next leg of the journey. So I think both of the twins are being asked to make some changes, a major reevaluation when it comes to our self-development this week, reevaluating our life's work, our mission, and stepping into fulfillment. So only think those positive thoughts. And I'm not encouraging spiritual bypassing. We can't spiritually bypass, but what we think will be created in our reality. So I think go into those daily meditations in order to recognize where you've been neglecting yourself, where you're needing to nurture certain aspects when it comes to bringing in this aligned energy. But let's keep going and see what needs to come through for the divine masculine. I think there is that leap of faith, the student, the fool, and the hermit. So I think the masculine's really withdrawing from his social group. And I think he's learning how to release that fear when it comes to these negative judgments from the social circle, seeking that solitude in order to really focus intently on this inner journey. And I think this going within really is going to serve the masculine's creative potential as he taps into his psychic abilities. So, you know, there's been this denial of this emotional truth for such a long time. The masculine's been in that arrogant pursuit of everything shiny, glittery, and there's a lot of destruction coming forward when it comes to his unwillingness to take action. So I do feel a lot of humility as all of these emotions are fearlessly brought into the forefront from the subconscious mind when it comes to this devotion and this knowledge and this lifelong lesson journey that the twins are here to share together. So I think liberation for the masculine as he goes within and really does that deep dive this week. I know my divine masculine has his north node in Virgo, which is that hermit energy. So, you know, with that south node in Pisces, for my divine masculine, it's all about self-sacrificing, a lot of intoxication, a lot of addictive behaviors. So I think the masculine's really going to experience a lot of destruction this week, especially when it comes to that karmic femme fatale energy, that trickster energy. And there's going to be an explosion of some sort in order to get the masculine to seek his commitment to this spiritual path. So I think a lot of truth when it comes to this inappropriate use of sexuality with the karmic feminine energy, that distorted attachment to money and power. And I kind of feel the feminine's energy is very erotic at this time, opening up the masculine's heart to release all of this codependency. So I feel the karmic feminine is going to be rejected. I think the masculine can see through the manipulation, the predictable behavior when it comes to this trickster energy, preparing to kind of transcend that duplicity. So I think definitely the masculine going into that higher reality, experiencing this intimate union with the divine feminine, and going through a lot of self-delusions when it comes to this pursuit of pleasure to the detriment of the masculine's health. So I think the masculine isn't going to be able to keep self-indulging. It's kind of time to release those energies. So what needs to come through for the divine feminine? We get the God energy that come through for you. So really stepping into benevolent, compassionate leadership, I feel. Understanding the nature of a healthy romance, a healthy relationship, releasing any romantic illusions when it comes to somebody coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. You're a queen. You don't need saving, divine feminine. So I feel really stepping into the regalness of that highest vibration when it comes to stepping into your authority and protecting the values moving forward within the collective. So I think a lot of the feminines really are just encouraged to get grounded. Don't allow this power struggle from within to challenge you this week when it comes to the masculine's arrogancy. I think don't play into any controlling or demanding energies when it comes to wanting or seeking that communication. Just kind of step into your power, because I think you're kind of coming into this deep awareness, divine feminine, of really seeing the sacred beauty in the lessons that we've had to transmute and learn over the last several years. So release any pessimism when it comes to this coming together. Release any disbelief that this is actually going to happen. I think believe in miracles. Believe that action is coming in order for growth when it comes to the next leg of this journey. Because I really do feel you are that pioneer for New Earth. No matter where your counterpart is at, you are encouraged to keep moving forward, to keep playing into your passions for doing and creating a life that has never been done before when it comes to miracles, is what I feel. So get grounded, connect with nature. Spirits is another big message. So let's see what else needs to come through for the twins this week. Joyful inspiration. I think get ready to be inspired, divine feminine. And I think the divine masculine is going to be in store for a perfect storm. I think that perfect storm energy is coming through in order for the masculine to find his courage to step into this new life. We're going to grab the book and read out of that. But I think, the crow energy. So where I am located at in Chatham, Ontario, we're known as Crow City here. Every winter, thousands and thousands and thousands of crows migrate here for the winter months, and crows hold a lot of spiritual wisdom. Actually, last spring, I rescued a crow that got hit by a car in front of my house, and you know, we boxed it up through the night, we got it all warmed up, and we ended up bringing it to a sanctuary the next morning and ended up saving this crow's life. And I know a lot of people where I'm at think crows are dirty, but they really hold such spiritual wisdom. So I kind of feel spirits kind of haunting the divine masculine to find that courage to step into this new experience. I feel a heart activation. Yeah, definitely the masculine is going to be dealing with some opposition this week when it comes to restoring his confidence in himself. We have the magician's sword and a revelation. And yeah, I think a lot of the masculines really are lost, needing that direction. And they're definitely working on cleaning up that karmic baggage, tidying up their home life. So major revelations when it comes to this unmarked territory, that the twins are here to kind of be those leaders. And you know, when you don't really know the way forward, that says you're the one leading the path forward. So keep putting one foot in front of another, because I feel like this is like that Excalibur sword. You think about the King Arthur timeline, and you know, we romanticize this connection, and that's kind of where we get lost when it comes to closing out these cycles. So I think the masculine's really trying to find confidence in his own manifesting capabilities, in his own inner magic. So I think the masculine really is in store for a lot of karmic storms this week in order for them to kind of take action. So yeah, this really is the moment in time where the masculine is being invited to take action, to have that courage to step into this new life. So I think a lot of turbulence this week for the masculine, because he is ready for this next leg. So I think chaos and conflict is picking up at high speed in order for the masculine to go far, far away from all of that drama. So I think the masculine really is recognizing, you know, what he's been missing out on when it comes to these negative beliefs, these negative attitudes, all of this clutter around his heart space that really has clouded his better judgment. So I think the masculine does fear losing the feminine, and he needs to kind of work through that obsessive attachment in order to take that leap of faith. I think the masculine really has held on to this burden of self-righteousness for such a long time. He's really resisted the push to make these changes And I feel the masculine is about ready to come forward and reach that final destination with the divine feminine. So I feel this call for action for the masculine to seize the moment, carpe diem, seize the day in order to embrace this new adventure. So I think the masculine really has bit off more than he can handle, more than he can chew. And although this experience is terrifying, I think the masculine will have success on the other side, because I kind of feel the feminine's just this beautiful creative muse for the masculine when it comes to this revelation. So let's see what else needs to come through that. Call of the muse, quieting the mind so we can, you know, see through those smoke and mirrors when it comes to the illusion that the masculine's kind of been trapped in. So what else needs to come through for the twins for the week ahead, please? Roots of abundance. So I think we're coming into that perfect harmony as Venus and Mars align. So get ready for a grand symphony, because these roots run deep and we are stepping into unlimited abundance. So the 2 and the 11, 2, 2. So I think the masculine's kind of wandering in the land between time, you know, when it comes to crossing these bridges and manifesting heaven on earth. And I feel the feminine really is in alignment with those higher energies, which is in turn creating a flip of the script. So there's that close encounter, whether this is a fated meeting or, you know, the masculine intentionally comes forward, you're going to need to take a deep breath. I think the energies are going to be very intense as the twins prepare to close out this cycle. So we'll get a couple numerology messages, individuality and forgiveness. So, you know, the masculine has harbored a lot of resentment, a lot of bitterness, hasn't wanted, you know, to offer that forgiveness. And I kind of feel this is the week where forgiveness is going to be needed, because we are stepping into our individuality. That's that Aquarian energy, stepping into teaching and learning, because we are always learning. It doesn't matter where you're at on the journey. This really is a lifelong journey that the twins came here to encounter this life. So let's see what else needs to come through. Rebirth. So there's that Tower energy, and parenting is in focus. Yeah, a lot of us are blending families. A lot of us, you know, come from those broken homes. And I think parenting is coming up to be addressed. I know for myself, my own personal journey, my kids really did go through this transformation with me. My children have been dealing with a lot of abandonment wounds over the last several years. Abandonment from the karmic contracts, abandonment from the divine masculine. And I think it's kind of time to revive, regenerate, and rebirth these connections. So I do feel a lot of Tower energy in order to restore our own creative aspects, our own individual creativity, to follow our dreams, to follow that guidance of the heart as we kind of round out this karmic completion. So definitely completion energies. A lot of synchronistic events are going to be taking place this week in order to get the masculine to, you know, use his discernment to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. So I think there's a lot of anger coming up as the masculine, you know, comes into that truth, that awareness. So we will see what else needs to come through with this debt. Gratitude. So, you know, this really is an invaluable lesson that we came here to learn. I think the masculine's really tolerated the karmic influences for quite some time, which really has blocked his sense of loving nature. So I think the masculine's reprioritizing his entire life right now, experiencing a lot of law of cause and effect, cosmic cause and effect, because the masculine really has created this negative foundation. And as a result of that, big changes. So the masculine can kind of step into forgiveness to activate the power of love in order to release all of these past pains, all of these past hurts. And I think reprioritizing his life right now when it comes to love. And I think acceptance. The masculine's really tried to control situations and people in and around him. And he's going to have to release that control, because divine is in control and there is a lot of cause and effect taking place this week. So let's jump in with the tarot and see what else needs to come through. There's that releasing the third party energy, 3 of Cups in reversed, brand new clean slate to work together again, but the masculine's going to have to drop those defenses and come forward with that open-hearted, honest communication. I think secrets being exposed, and the masculine kind of knows this is the week that, you know, decisions need to be made, because he's not made that decision. He's stayed stuck at the crossroads. Not making a choice is a choice. And I think everything's about to come crashing down for the divine masculine this week in order to get those walls around that steel heart to kind of drop. So yeah, there's that. Secrets coming out. Brand new beginning in love when it comes to, you know, passion, stability, building that legacy. I think the masculine's regaining his independence this week. And he's definitely cutting that karmic contract. There's no more working together. I think the masculine's going deep within his emotions this week when it comes to that ending. Really going deep into the mystery of the darkness in order for this brand new beginning to commence. I feel the masculine knows he's going to have to come forward with that honest communication. I also feel the masculine has lost all passion for the karmic. There's likely not much of a sex life going on over there with the King of Wands reversed. And yeah, there's that series of unfortunate events. I think the masculine is going to be met with all kinds of challenges, hurdles this week. A lot of karmic repercussions for resistance to closing out this cycle, for resistance to learning this lesson, because the time is now to release this burden. I feel a lot of the masculines are being taken to the cross, taken to that rock bottom, naked in all of this truth, because, you know, the time is now for this third-party drama to kind of stop. And I think there you are, Divine Feminine. You've already entered this union of self. You're grounded, you're stable, you're solid. I feel you've already kind of mastered that inner alignment of your feminine and masculine energies. And I feel you do have a golden opportunity when it comes to this expansion. And I think you kind of are so grounded and in alignment, you're kind of blocked from this third party energy. I feel you're blocked from feeling the masculine's regret, shame, remorse, and guilt. And I kind of feel the masculine is being deeply betrayed by that third party because he's played into those negative vices. He's not been, you know, honest, truthful, faithful. You know, he's been a coward when it comes to acknowledging this non-committal energy. And he is about to learn a very core, valuable lesson this week when it comes to that Chiron wound, when it comes to blocking the communication and taking that step forward, because I feel things are getting worse for the masculine. I feel a lot of health issues coming up to be addressed. Whatever situation he's been in, it's dead and gone. It's just a matter of that clearing for that brand new abundant beginning for the twins. So brand new beginning is on the horizon for the twins. So let's see what needs to come through with the twin flame deck. Major soul lessons. So look for the silver lining in whatever chaos and conflict is coming up, because we are experiencing a lot of ascension, releasing all of these blocks. So let's see what else needs to come through with the twin flame oracle deck for the twins for the week ahead, please. What other energies do we need to be aware of when it comes to this week ahead? Transits, yeah. So definitely pay attention to the astrological transits, because that's what's really playing a major factor in the energies this week is the astrological transits. So, you know, get informed, understand these cosmic energies, because these energies really are pushing us and supporting movement forward when it comes to closing out these lessons, learning these soul lessons. So yeah, definitely a lot of ascension energies coming through this week in order for the twins to go deep into forgiveness and unconditional love, because there's always eternal love between us. And it's all of this programmed gunk in the 3D reality that really prevents us from seeing the innocent in this entire connection. So get ready for major shifts are coming as the masculine kind of separates from that false contract. I think passion is about to be reignited, and forgiving and learning. So give this relationship a chance is a big message. So we'll get a couple last messages and we will close off the reading with messages from Spirit. So we just got religious factors that kind of flipped out on the masculine side with that deception. So I think he is coming into that awareness that, you know, he's connected to a person that is wearing a false mask. And I feel his love life really is, you know, facing a lot of power struggles because he's on a spiritual path and that karmic energy is not. So, which in turn, I think really is attracting the masculine towards the divine feminine. And I kind of feel, you know, the masculine knows it's kind of time to take off that mask. He's really been hiding this from everybody. And this really is about clearing all of these past life timelines. And, you know, I think, you know, we do deserve this love in our life. I think it's finally time this week for us to heal and release the past when it comes to all of these past life karmic contracts, these past life experiences. And I do feel the masculine is preparing to get ready to come forward and express his love. So get ready, divine feminine. I think the more you enjoy the present moment, the easier it will be to stay grounded with these energies, because I think the masculine is getting really rigorously honest with himself about what is going on. And I think you are encouraged, divine feminine, to reconnect in the heart space with your divine counterpart as we kind of just work through these major transits this week. I think vulnerability is the strength. Whatever transitions are happening in the divine masculine's life this week, they need to occur. And because he's got to stop self-sabotaging. He's been self-sabotaging. So a couple last messages, please, for the twins for the week ahead. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is really going to be a powerful, liberating energy this week. It doesn't mean you permit the divine masculine, you know, and say it's okay the way he's mistreated you, ghosted, and blocked you. It's just allowing you to move on from this pain of this mistreatment. So forgiveness is going to be key. And I think divine feminine, really keep a journal this week when it comes to your dreams. I think the masculine is really overcoming these obstacles. He's going to be experiencing a major epiphany this week. And you are that pillar of light, that pillar of strength for the divine masculine. So I think the masculine's really been through it, really been through a lot of tough challenges. But this is to get him to find his core inner strength, to find his determination, and he will recover. So I think a lot of states of mind coming up when it comes to shattering these illusions, this negative clutter, these negative influences. And I kind of feel the masculine really is stepping into maturity this week, stepping into his spiritual wisdom, knowing that wisdom has been achieved and this lesson has been learned, knowing that and coming forward because the divine masculine soul family loves him. I know the divine feminine can offer that support that he is seeking. And I think the masculine is coming into this awareness that, hey, he is the company he's keeping and he's not been keeping a healthy space. And I think the time is now for the masculine to come forward. So if you're wondering if you're going to be receiving communication this week, I think the answer is yes. The masculine knows it's time to be brave and he can do this. So it's time to heal the past, to enjoy the future. And don't worry about whatever is going on, because we are always divinely protected as we go through this profound life change. And that's kind of what I got for a message for the week ahead for the twins. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin flame reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.